Hi students, here I am again to present a video on Swami is expelled from school, textual exercises. Okay, as we have finished the explanation of the lesson, let's work on the comprehension part. The first of the questions that was given in the textbook is, why do you think the headmaster entered the class with a flushed face and a hard ominous look? Okay, before we further proceed, I want to remind you students that the questions list is not comprehensive. Okay, don't think that in the examination this same question will appear. Okay, maybe, may not be. This is for just testing ourselves, how far we have understood the lesson. That's all. But a thorough reading is required for answering any question that is given from the lesson. Okay, keeping in mind, let's proceed now. Why do you think the headmaster entered the class with a flushed face and a hard, ominous look? Okay, answer is like this. Because some of the students had been absent the previous day without permission. He was very angry about it and he was going to punish them. That's why he entered the class with a hard, ominous look on his face. Next question is, why did the headmaster send for the peon? Okay, the headmaster sent for the peon. He asked one boy, you might have remembered in the story, and the boy went and called a peon. Peon means attender. Okay, headmaster wanted a witness for the wrongdoing of Swami. That's why he wanted to prove the guilt or wrongdoing of Swami with an evidence, witness. That's why he sent for the peon. I don't care for your dirty school. Why did Swami mutter so? I have shown you in the video as he was about to leave the classroom, he just uttered this sentence and went away. I don't care for your dirty school. Why did Swami mutter so? He was overcome with the courage, and because he was not able to bear the punishment given by the headmaster. That punishment given by the headmaster was unbearable. So he said, I don't care for your dirty school. Next comes the fourth question. Do you justify the headmaster's behavior? If not, state your reasons. Okay, this is actually open-ended question. Okay, a direct answer is not found in the lesson. Do you justify? The meaning of justify, do you justify? Do you approve the behavior of the headmaster? If yes, state your reason. If not, state your reason. But if yes is not there, that means you do not justify the behavior of the headmaster. I do not justify the behavior of the headmaster. He gave a severe punishment to students for a small mistake. He could have warned them and left them. That could have been better instead of punishing them so severely. Fifth question. If you were in a Swami's place, how would you feel? This is also open-ended question. Questions come in the examination will be asked like this, children. If you were in a Swami's place, how would you feel? Okay, this is my answer. Okay, your answer may be different. So please think of your own answer. I discuss this answer for reference. If I were in Swami's place, I would ask the headmaster to spare me and would assure him that I would never repeat such mistakes. Sixth one and the last question under the comprehension is this one. How could his friends have helped him stay out of trouble? He broke the window. He was going to be taken to task. That means headmaster was going to punish him. How could his friends have helped him? His friends might have asked him to admit the guilt instead of escaping or denying the charge, and assured the headmaster, that he would never repeat such kind of mistakes. His friends could have asked him to admit his guilt and forgiveness before the headmaster punished him. So that way, his friends could have helped him to stay out of trouble. So this is first point under comprehension, question answers, and the second point under comprehension is this one, children. Here are some utterances from the story. Complete the table. Serial number 1, sentences spoken by the character, who said to whom, what it shows about the speaker. Okay. Are you not ashamed of coming and sitting there after what you did yesterday? Actually, me completing this textual exercise is quite damaging. It's a great loss for you. Actually, it is you who have to complete this. But okay, even if you just see and listen, when you complete this, try to do it yourself and try to write on your own. That will help you. Who said to whom? Who said this sentence and to whom? This sentence was said by the headmaster. To whom? To students. See, headmaster to the students. So that's how you have to write this sentence. What it shows about the speaker? What is the disposition? That is the meaning of this fourth column. What is the disposition? What it shows about the speaker? It shows that he was angry. Right. So this word alone is enough. No need of writing total sentence. Next sentence. Now say what you know about this rascal on the desk. Okay, you know it. You know who said to whom? Headmaster to the peon. What it shows about the speaker? Wanting to prove the wrong with witness. Right. Third one. Didn't I see you break the panes? This was who said? Peon said. To whom? To Swami. What it shows about the speaker? Confirmation. He wanted to confirm it. Fourth point. Don't beat me, sir. It pains. Who said to whom? Swami to the headmaster. What it shows about the speaker? Who is the speaker? Swami. It shows courage. Fifth one. Keep standing here on the desk, staring like an idiot till I announce your dismissal. Okay, you know this. This is the last sentence of the headmaster in the lesson. Headmaster to Swami. It shows anger. Okay, I don't care for your dirty school. This was said Swami to headmaster, and this shows his courage. So that is the end of a presentation on the comprehension. Now let's move on. The glossary and usage. Okay, children, let me remind you, this is done with a lot of effort for the language development. Okay, from the examination point of view, only this meaning is important. This meaning, but this usage will not be asked. But this is for language development. Okay, so when you see these examples used, I mean these words used in a sentence, you have to come up with your own sentences. Think of another sentence. That way you can improve your language. See, headmaster entered the class with a hard, ominous look. The meaning of this sentence suggesting something bad is going to happen. Something unpleasant is likely to happen. Usage. There was an ominous silence when I asked whether my contract was going to be renewed. That means Okay, the meaning of the sentence, his contract was not going to be renewed. That's why there is a ominous silence. Right. Next one, eminence. I felt humiliated at that eminence, Swami said. Okay, the state of being famous or important. Usage. His eminence as a movie director was established with the making of a Bahubali. Eminence as a movie director proven with the making of a Bahubali. Next, a loafer. So a headmaster said to one of the boys whether he was going to believe any loafer that said there would be no school. Okay, loafer means there are two meanings, children. Loafer, shoe without lace, and another meaning. The meaning that comes in the lesson is someone who avoids work. Okay, usage. Come on, don't be a loafer and ruin your life. Next, a flog. He deserved to be flogged. That was used in the past tense. I used in the present tense. See, to beat with a whip. Soldiers used to be flogged for disobedience in the olden days. Next, perspiration. Okay, meaning you are aware because in the first of the videos, I have discussed this. A condition in which your body starts sweating. Usage. Drops of perspiration glistened on his brow. That means shone. You might have seen this in some of the movies. They show that sparkling sweat. Resolutely, in a determined way, she resolutely refused to learn about computers. She is very determined that she does not want to learn about computers. That's the meaning of this usage. Intently, Rajam was looking at the blackboard intently. Okay, meaning is in a way that gives your attention to something. The child stared intently at her. Rajam stared at the blackboard intently. Okay, impulse, a sudden strong wish to do something. My first impulse was to say that I had never been absent, but the attendance register was there, so he cannot deny that. So that is the impulse. His first desire was to say that he was absent. Okay, the usage can be like this. I had this sudden impulse to shout nonsense in the middle of his speech. Someone is speaking, and in the middle of the speech, this person wanted to say nonsense. That is the impulse. But impulse may be expressed or may not be expressed. Next one, distress. A feeling of extreme worry or a sadness. I found to my distress that others beside me had a headache. He wanted to say headache. That's why he was absent from the school. But already three students have already said that's why he was in a sad state. He was in a sadness. He could not say that way. It was terrible for her to see her child in such distress. Is the usage. Sinister. Sinister, feeling that something bad might happen. Okay, the peon eyed him in a sinister, saw him in a, okay, sorry, sinister, a feeling that something bad might happen. I saw a sinister looking man sat on the corner, in the corner of the room. It's a defiant, a refuse to obey authority, defiant, disobedient. The protesters blocking the entrance to the office remained defiant, remained disobedient, deny. He did not care to deny the charge. That means he did not care to refuse that he broke the window. He denies that he broke the window panes. This is another sentence. Okay, that's the end of presentation on glossary and usage. So, as I said, please benefit from the work that was done to improve language. Next comes very important from the examination point of view is this one, synonyms and antonyms. Okay, in the examination you will be asked either meaning or synonym, antonym or a form. So please be aware of that. So, flushed. Synonym is angry and antonym is pale. Ominous, evil or hostile. Antonym is happy, lucky. Eminence, honor, inferior or dishonor. Loafer, idle person, hard worker. Ascertain, synonym is check, confirm, find. Any of these, any one of these. Synonyms are always one word, and antonym is confuse. Resolute, determined, and antonym is irresolute. Intently, firmly is the synonym. Antonym is a distracted. Impulse, desire, or a urge, and antonym is a repulse. Discrete, discrete. Actually, I missed this word in a discussion. Discrete means showing a good judgment. Okay, to be careful. Okay, prudent, and antonym is careless. Distress we just discussed in the usage. Anguish or sadness. Antonym is cheer. Evil, sinister. Synonym is evil and antonym is pleasant. Deny, synonym refuse, antonym is admit. Desperation, desperation, hopelessness, and desperation. Okay, this is wrongly printed. Just this hopelessness should be in this synonym place, and hopefulness in antonym place. Okay, please. Okay, something went wrong. Next, defiant. Synonym is disobedient and antonym is obedient. Okay, that's the end of a presentation on synonyms and antonyms, and we will move on to the next item. That is third point under comprehension, but okay, give reasons for Swami's decision to leave the school. Okay, first reason could be he was severely punished. He felt humiliated. Second reason, and he did not like being treated, ill-treated. Those could be the reasons why Swami might have left the school, or he might have felt that he was suppressed. So that is the third point under comprehension. Okay, right, children, and this one, vocabulary. Pick out words from the story which are synonyms of the following words and use them in your own sentences. Okay, I have given the usage here, but you might write. Yeah, you must write your own usages. So this is for reference. Okay, I have a written usage with one, and I want you to write usage for the other words, not the same. So that way you will also feel happy, satisfied that you are also working to learn the language. Okay, word is beat. Synonyms: thrash, whack, hit, flog. Okay, some of the words used synonyms for the words that are here in the left box. Next, angry, flushed. You look a little flushed. Are you not? Are you hot? And a beat, he for beat usage is his attackers whacked him on the head. Next, rascal. The synonym is a loafer. Don't be an idle loafer. Work hard. Humiliation, shame. What a shame that you could not guide your own children. So this is some point under vocabulary. First one under vocabulary. And further moving on, second point under vocabulary is that phrasal verbs. Look at the following phrasal verbs taken from the text. Keep away. Why did you keep away? The headmaster asked. That is the annotation. Next, look around. Look at. Bring down. Cut off. See, if you observed these phrasal verbs, verb is used with a preposition or an adverb. These phrases are verbs followed by prepositions or adverbs. See, for example, look away. Sorry, keep away. Away is adverb. Look around, adverb. Look at, preposition. Bring down, adverb. Cut off, a preposition. See, that is a phrasal verb. This is very, very important for the presentation in discourses. Very important. This kind of language. You may understand that they are phrasal verbs. You will notice that the following phrasal verbs, keep away, bring down, and cut off, can be split. Split means separated. Split means separated. Keep the flies away. See, this phrasal verb is keep away, and it is split. It is not used together. See, something came in between the flies. So, something came in between. That is the flies. So that way it can be split. Okay, right. Bring the patient down. Even this phrasal verb is split. Bring and down. Bring down. This is actually the phrasal verb, and this is the split by something in between. Next, cut it off. See, cut off. Cut and off. They are split. Split means they are not used together. Something came in between. So that is what we mean by split. The other two phrasal verbs cannot be split. Which ones? Look at, look around. They cannot be split. Okay, when you use, you have to use them together. You cannot separate like here as I have shown you. The two phrasal verbs cannot be split. Use the following phrasal verbs in your own sentences and decide whether you can split them as shown in the above sentence. Okay. I thought I will allow you to work on this. Okay, see, use the following verbs in your own sentences. Phrasal verbs. Look up. Okay, now you have to say whether it can be split or not. Okay. Okay. If it can be split, put tick mark. If it cannot be split, into mark. Right. Look up. Now, okay. the best source will be the dictionary. So you may use the dictionary extensively to be able to develop the language. Actually, I could give, but I want you to work. So I want you to use the dictionary and find out. Okay, look up uh, in the dictionary phrasal verbs can be written like this. I'm typing here PH and V. In our Oxford dictionary, it will be like this. Okay, it is written like this. In some other dictionaries, only PV. Okay. If you see this, under that you will know the meaning and the usage also. So you can look at the usage, but think of your own sentence. So you have to trouble yourself for the usage of these phrasal verbs, so that you learn once and for all. Okay. So with this, uh, okay, look up, bring down, bring out, throw out, look out. One sentences. And next exercise. Refer to your dictionary and pick out the phrasal verbs that begin with the following verbs. Now only verb is given. Verb is given, and you have to find out the other preposition or adverb to form a phrasal verb. Okay, so you have to write to as many phrasal verbs as there are with each verb. See, for example, bring out is already is used. I can give you another bring up, bring down already. Okay, three phrasal verbs. If you in the dictionary, there are several phrasal verbs under bring. Okay, I told you how to identify phrasal verb in the dictionary. PHR full stop V in Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, and in some other dictionaries it is just a P and a V. Okay, look, break, keep, go, put. So just to use the dictionary, and you will be able to write the phrasal verbs beginning with the verbs. You will be able to. Here in the above exercise, you will simply complete in your own sentence and say whether it can be split or not. And here you can write the phrasal verbs beginning with these verbs. So with the next academic standard, we will meet in another video. Until then, bye bye.